Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Mismatch. So today's guest has spent more than 20 years helping people look and feel their best, and it goes a very long way. From launching major beauty brands and appearing on TV across Canada to building her own successful agency, Lyndsay Craig has become a trusted and go-to voice in the beauty industry. After years of helping other brands grow, a deeply personal family experience inspired her to create something of her own. What started as her son's medical emergency led to the launch of Happy Squad, a Canadian personal care brand designed specifically for young athletes and teens. But I use it too, and I'm sure you will as well once you hear more about it. Today, and try it for that matter. Today we're talking beauty standards, confidence, entrepreneurship, motherhood, and how sometimes life's most difficult moments can inspire your biggest purpose. Lyndsay, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's so funny hearing someone else talk about you like that and, all the accomplishments, because to me it's, day-to-day life.
Well, I hope you take this moment and take it in and be proud of everything that you've done, because you really have done so many things. And it's interesting because I met you through hosting my show on CP24, Things to Know TO. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know all the things. Like, I didn't really know your background in the beauty world, which is like long spanning and lots of experience. How did you even get into it?
Yeah, thank you. It's something I feel like I just do, and I don't do a very good job ever of
promoting yourself. No, you're very
it's
humble.
Hard to do, right? It's like, oh, this is what I do. But beauty has been my, day-to-day and my career through and throughout for, like you said, like 25 years. That makes it sound like
but really you're 25, so you must have started from birth, and that's how it happened.
It's been a long time, and I've been given so many opportunities, I think, throughout my career and my journey. But always in beauty. And I started working literally right out of university, as a demo, working in local Shoppers Drug Marts, and really fell in love with like that industry. And it led me to have opportunities, in working with many different beauty brands, whether it was bringing brands into Canada or working with brands on, developing their marketing, and doing that for so many years, and then essentially going off on my own.
It's pretty amazing because throughout the time that you've been doing that, I'm sure, you have been front and center of witnessing all of the changes that, I think anyone can really agree to witnessing, and but you were like behind the scenes of it all.
Yeah, I was. Like, a lot of it I was behind the scenes and working directly with major brands out there. And so many of these brands, they need help. They've got a really good product and they're missing the PR side of things. They're missing how to amplify their brand. They're missing how to launch at retail or the right connections. And being that we are in Canada, it's a very small market. Mm-hmm. So it's knowing the right people, it's having the right strategy for your consumers, all of the above. So when I went off on my own, there was a true need for that type of help. And that's when I started what I call LCB, Lyndsay Craig Beauty. And it's an agency where I literally help brands who are at that stage where they're ready to explode into retail and they just don't know how to.
And that can seem very overwhelming. I think a lot of people probably have these great ideas or have, created the perfect product and yet don't quite understand how to get it out to people. What is like your biggest piece of advice that it's like the first thing that you tell somebody once they have that?
I usually scale them down.
Yeah.
So I feel like any entrepreneur or any, brand who's really ready to, scale or launch, they've got the whole like oomph behind them, but they need to dial it back. And there's so many steps involved that need to take place, and realistic steps that need to take place. That's what I've taken into my own business, which I know we'll talk about in a second with my brand. But with these retailers, you have to, start from the ground up and really hone in on, what makes them unique and special and all of the above. But when I started off my own, I guess it's like 10 years now, there was nobody else doing it, like boutique style. There's many different agencies out there that, will take your brand and, run with it and do distribution models. But there was no one who really was taking on a brand as their own. So a lot of my clients, I feel like I am their brand.
Yeah.
And we have a team who goes out to like Shoppers Drug Mart and Holt Renfrew, all the different retailers where they become the brand. So there's doing the training and the education and the sales servicing behind it. And I think that's why we've been successful, is that we don't make all these promises. We try and build with the companies that we represent.
That's really cool. And I find that, so similarly, but different. My dad was in the restaurant business for many, many years.
Okay.
And he would always be working day and night. And one of the things he would say is like, I have to be there because no one's going to care about this place more than me.
Yeah.
Or like me, but for that matter, because I worked with him. It was like there was that understanding and trust. So to be able to find, a team or representation where people are a part of that, like changes the whole dynamic and like rollout of how a brand is perceived and then thus grows, right?
Exactly. And a lot of these brands, they don't necessarily have an entity here in Canada. So they're from the States or maybe they are here, but they don't have a team that is set up to keep them successful, because there's so many brands out there who are vying for consumers' attention, and
Totally.
It's overwhelming. Like, even think about going
when I walk into like a Sephora or a Shoppers Drug Mart, I'm like, okay, I have to like think about what I go in there before.
Like, why was I going there?
Why was I going? It's so easy to get lost and overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. So we're the team who would be like, hey, keep this brand top of mind because this is why it works. This is the product knowledge behind it. That whole piece of it, so that the consumer is then educated and, in turn, hopefully making the purchase.
So do you find that in terms of, how the beauty industry has changed over the last, say, even just decade?
Yeah.
That people want to know more about product, not necessarily like, oh, this is application. Do you find that like ingredients and maybe more like in-depth knowledge of, or even maybe like how it was created, say storytelling of what people are like caring about more so now when they're choosing to invest in a particular line or product?
Yeah. The Canadian consumer is so savvy when it comes to product.
Yeah.
And typically we're not impulse buyers per se, where it's, if you're doing, investment purchase of, maybe an expensive skincare or a beauty tool, you're doing your research and you're finding out like, does this work? We're looking at reviews, and then we're going in and, deciding to make that investment, I feel like. And the beauty industry has shifted because it's also fast beauty. Everyone's shopping on Amazon. It's quick, fast, and easy. No one wants to really go in and, unless you're maybe like a mall shopper, you're not going to that brick and mortar as much as maybe you used to. And you want that quick, fast, and easy at your doorstep. So it's completely shifted, and it's shifted how the brands need to market and generate their content for who's essentially purchasing the product.
How do you think the beauty standards and even like marketing on from the other side, from the brand side, has changed to appeal to consumers now?
I think it's shifted a lot through the digital space.
Yeah.
So, UGC content and content where you feel like you're not watching, a paid ad is where a lot of the brands are going. So you have that genuine feel to it, and you feel like you're almost being convinced through product knowledge and education, as opposed to being like flash sold, something with a big ad.
It's interesting because I feel like social media has done two things, specifically with beauty. It's like, yes, it has, I think, given like another layer of like, be you and be your confident, most beautiful self and be authentic. But then at the same time, it's like you see all these influencers and all these beauty standards that are so like in your face. And so, most of the time they're unattainable, let's be honest, because there's more that's involved than a lipstick.
Yeah, it's so true.
That it's like, it's very polarizing.
Yeah.
Do you find the same?
Yeah, definitely. It is polarizing. I think that's the perfect word. And it's, in your face, and it's like we said, it's overwhelming.
I mean, beauty as a woman is really interesting because I don't know about you, but for me, like I grew up like playing with makeup with my mom. Like my mom was like a beauty queen. And so like I was very much like interested in all of that as a young age. But I think about like one day if I have a daughter, I'm like, I don't want her to touch any of that for as long as possible because it's different now than it was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and like you have a daughter as well, right?
My
like,
daughter, Blake, she's 8. She is all over the
Yeah.
makeup scene.
Yeah.
And I mean,
younger and younger kids
it's
are
actually
though.
scary.
Yeah.
She
probably knows more than me.
She knows more than I do. And I go looking for my skincare, you know, in the bathroom, and it's in Blake's room. She absolutely is a part of this younger culture that
Yeah.
wants to shop at Sephora and is asking for Sephora gift cards for her birthday. I mean, that is a scary thought, right? I mean, in my generation, like makeup wasn't a thing until, you know, more your teenage years.
Right.
So,
and even then we were using like Smuckers, like,
you
know?
Yeah. You're lucky if you had anything.
Yeah.
Maybe your mom's like makeup scraps, but it's completely shifted. And I think it's a fine line, right? It's a fine line, like with these kids, how they're using it and what we're projecting onto them.
For sure.
Like,
how do you stay, you know, like on top of that? Because it's a matter of like, you know, you want to give your kids confidence, but at the same time, you want to foster something that they love and that they're interested in. So like, how do you navigate that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky.
Yeah.
Like there's no, I feel like, right or wrong answer with this. And I talk about this with my girlfriends all the time. It's like, do you let your daughter go to Sephora? Like, does she buy anything?
Yeah.
You know, they all want like the Touchland hand sanitizers and all these things. But they don't know how to use them properly, or, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, like you just go down this rabbit hole. But one of the products that my daughter did steal, you know, the Laneige sleeping masks?
Yes.
Like they're
the lip.
amazing.
Yeah.
They're in these little like pots. Well, Blake took it, scooped it out, and put it through her hair. She didn't know. Do you know how long that took me to get that
scrub out?
Like that was insane.
Because it's thick, right?
It's thick and
so,
like oily.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was in there for a long time. Her hair was slick.
Slick back pony.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have some in my hair today.
It's like, trick.
There's a hack.
Yeah. So it's like that whole younger generation. It's, you know, brands just need to be, I think, responsible. And I think that's so important that they do their due diligence, because the younger consumer is watching, and how they're marketing to them is important.
Now, how a lot of brands market is obviously like the influencer celebrity culture and having like representation in that way. And I think it's really interesting how that's also changed over time, and even the involvement of these people with brands to, you know, bring this forward. What do you think about like how that selection happens, and really like how these, again, like these women that these girls like aspire to look to, some are questionable choices for sure. And others I'm like, oh, this makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, like it's so tough. I think social media has just played such a key role in that. And I think there's so many discussions upon, you know, should the younger demographic be censored to that type of, you know, I guess advertisement.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't know, like it's a rabbit hole, I think, right? Like, and especially with makeup and all of that, but there's the self-expression side of things. I mean, you can go both ways.
Right.
So,
and that's what's so hard. But then it's like, I don't know, you know, and I know, even in TV, like you see, and especially in like film, I would say, and that's like celebrity culture. Like there's so much more than makeup that goes on to people that is what is messing with a kid. I don't think it's the makeup.
No.
For me anyway.
Yeah.
And my expertise, I say, quote unquote, analyzing like this. I don't think it's the makeup, so to speak. I think it's like I think it's more like the injections and the lifts and and all of that is like warping kids' minds of what they think they should be looking like. Not so much the makeup, because to me, makeup, it is your face. Like, yes, do you look different with different looks on or different eyeliner or whatever? Yes, and contouring, but there's also then like a different face that is not like natural,
like unrealistic.
Do you know what I mean?
It's unrealistic standards. Yeah. And I like, it's honestly, I get lost for words because I have a daughter and she's looking at all of this and she doesn't know any different, because that's what I mean. Only thing that is, out there right now.
Does she know that? I
don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Does she know that those are not real faces?
Well, I mean, I don't think so yet. Yeah. But she's seeing that that's how, the media is portraying, women a lot of the time.
It's interesting.
I know. It's something to monitor and keep on our radar, that's for sure, as she gets older.
For sure. And I think that's the only way to do it, honestly, is to like keep having those conversations and like ask questions and what do you think about this and have you seen this, or because like she's going to be exposed to it one way or another. Yeah. Whether she's seeing it with you or with her friends, in her room when you're not around.
Exactly. And like, I mean, we're the house where there's constantly product and there's, just sheerly with, my career. So it is something that we need to keep on top of. That's for sure.
For sure. For you now, there are so many brands and products and things out there. What do you think is like leading the way in terms of like innovation in the beauty world of where things are going?
Okay, hands down AI. Yeah. So AI and trends, I feel like AI from Asian skincare, K-beauty, that whole realm is leading the way 110%. And I think that's where a lot of the brands need to start shifting their mindset and where they're going, because it's taken over. And I think it's very interesting and unique on the beauty side of things, how AI plays a role. And I think that is where I think us, even as consumers, we need to, really be vigilant and, aware of what's happening.
What are some of the things? Like, give people examples. When people think, or when they hear AI and beauty, they're like, how? What? It's like,
Like one of them is more on the analysis side of things.
Okay.
So what K-beauty is doing, with a lot of their skincare trends is they're taking a deeper analysis of your skin. So it's really cool, actually, the way they can see how maybe you're aging or where your skin is headed in terms of aging, and then can customize and create bespoke formulas that are so innovative.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I think that's where technology is, for me, is like, it's outstanding, right?
Because I mean, there is no one size fits all, like, especially within beauty, because everyone's skin and hormones and history and all that is different. And so to be able to have like customizable products for you is like wild. That was a very like boutique. It exists, but it's very like you're paying like a premium for that sort of thing if you want to do that route. But to have that like accessibility.
Yeah, I think now you're going to find that all throughout, even retailers are adapting it as like sales tools to really help consumers as well.
Yeah, I remember I've done like a skin thing before where they like age you.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Like,
I was going to say that, Lyndsay, when you're
90.
Like,
yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe I don't want to like go that far into the future. Ignorance is bliss.
I did one of those ones where it's like it shows like the blue and it shows like your hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
I was like, is that my skin?
It's terrifying.
It was disturbing.
People who are just listening to this, she's perfectly like glowing, like even skin. So to see like the all of it is like a little scary. Do you think that's a little bit of like why people won't do it? Because they almost don't want to know? Or do you think people more want to know?
Probably both, but it's
Yeah.
like a scare tactic.
Yeah, totally. It's like, buy this or you're going to look like this.
This is your skin.
That would totally work on me. I'm telling you right now. Sold instantly. Sold instantly too. One of the things that I like constantly know, I mean, I follow like Kim and like Alex Earl.
Yep.
She just came out with her skin line. Like this culture now around like celebrity and beauty is wild.
Yeah.
Even celebrities that like are not beauty women are still doing. The Rock has a hairline. I die at this. The Rock has a hairline and he doesn't have any hair. I saw that on like there was like a meme and it was like, that's where we're at in the beauty world right now.
Yeah. If you have the celebrity and you have the pull, and I mean,
do they actually have involvement in creating? I mean, they show all the videos of them actually sitting at the table, but do you think it's like,
I'm sure they do in some regard.
yeah.
Like I know Alex Earl, she suffered from, acne, and she had some, skin challenges growing up. I'm hoping, she had definitely a say in some of those celebrities. But I think it's their power, right? Their influence behind the brand, obviously, is how the funding happens for them to do something.
For them to be able to
when
do
The
it.
Rock has a brand and he has no hair, I mean, come on.
That's star power right there, 100%. And someone told me it's actually not bad. Actually, I've heard that.
I kind of want to try.
But right, I do too. When these celebrities come out with brands, are you inclined to like go out and try it? Do you kind of like suss out the real from the fake? I'd say, or like just like wannabe beauty brands.
Yeah, I think I'm always open to trying everything, because I think within any industry, if this is your industry, you have to understand what's out there. And, especially for me, representing many brands, I have to understand, obviously, what's out there and being on top of the game. So, yeah, I'm always open to trying and seeing and newness.
What is like the most shocking or maybe like even like good surprise that you sampled recently from like a beauty brand?
Okay, so I'm obsessed with Vasanti. It's a Canadian brand.
Okay.
They're at Shoppers Drug Mart, and they've recently launched what's called a wake up pencil. I have it here. I'm going to show you after.
Oh my God, yeah.
It is so good.
Okay, what is this wake up pencil?
It is exactly what it sounds like.
Under eye wake up?
You literally,
is that what it is?
So it matches your skin tone, or you can go like slightly lighter, but it's a pencil. It's like a concealer stick, but it's not like your traditional concealer. You literally draw it on the areas where you have dark circles or hyperpigmentation, a spot. You like blend it in with your finger, and that is it. And I swear to God, you look like you've just had 12 hours sleep. And we were just talking about like,
I know, not feeling that
travel
way.
and tired and like, put this on. I keep one in my car, one in my purse. It's so good.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a hot product that I think it just launched, and I can't live without.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. I'm definitely going to use that.
Yes.
Is that something, what product, and besides that, would you swear by in terms of like having in your purse at all times?
Well, like all women, I have like 1,000 lip products.
Yeah.
I'm all over. I have all of these Tarte. Do you have the Tarte lip?
No.
Oh my God. So that's a product I can't live without.
Okay.
It's so good.
Is it like a pencil?
It's like a Click lip gloss, but it's not sticky. And it's a nude color. I like nudes.
Same.
It's the perfect lip. I'm going to show you that one too.
Okay.
It's
perfect.
one that needs to go in your purse and just
This
have.
is really just a shopping guide for everyone listening.
I don't know how it turned into this, but
well, because I feel I like nerd out over this, and I always want to know what
too.
everyone's using, what works. Because same thing, I have a couple of brands that I like stick to that I know and love that I won't veer from, because I'm like, I just know this works for me.
Yeah.
But then others where I'm more like, this is new. I'm interested in trying this, and this looks flashy, and I like this color, so we're gonna try this.
I know, and I feel like if you ask someone truly, like, what do you have in your bag right now?
Yeah.
Those are the key products that they take with them that they're like top notch.
Top notch. I'm carrying with this.
Yes.
I'm carrying this with me everywhere that I go.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Something else that you are probably carrying with you everywhere you go is Happy Squad.
Happy Squad. This
Happy
is
Squad.
my passion and just a product and brand that I've poured everything into. Really, I guess I call it like a passion project.
Yeah. But it's a business.
It
because
is.
It's not just like you're doing it for fun. Like it's amazing. Like it's like a really, and people are going to buying it and using it. And
yeah.
But tell me how this came to be, because like you said, you've had experience in the world of launching brands and being a part of other people's brands and stories.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you had your own story to tell with Happy Squad.
Yeah, and I'll give you the Cole. I say the Cole's Notes version. It's Cole is my son. And having the opportunity, and I've been so thankful for all of these brands, like throughout, you know, since I've started my own agency, is really giving me the partnership to really grow their brands, you know, over the last 10 years. And working with these brands and a lot of the retailers and the buyers, you know, many of them have asked, like, Lindsay, why don't you have your own brand? Like, like you're building.
You're like the most
everybody
equipped.
Else's,
Yeah.
You know, have you ever thought of doing something on your own? And I'm like, you know what? Yes. Like I've always been an entrepreneur since I was little, like always starting things. But I'm smart enough to know in the business world that you can't do something me too. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they see something that's amazing and they try and replicate it.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
So
totally.
That's where I was like, you know what? There's just nothing that really makes sense. That was always my answer. Like there's nothing out there that makes sense for me to do that hasn't already been done or isn't, you know, there's not that white space. So it's like starting something has always been in the back of my mind.
Okay.
And as you know, I have 2 kids. I have Cole and I have Blake. And Cole went through a very, and I'm going to start kind of dark. Like the story is a little dark, but it does turn around and it does relate back to why everything was created. So Cole fell ill. I guess it's 3 summers ago now.
So he was how old?
He was 9 turning 10 at the time. And he had fell ill and he had gotten quite sick with an infection. And he was treated at the hospital for sick children. And we really do credit them for saving his life.
Wow.
And
they're amazing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An experience that really no family or person should have to go through. He's
terrifying.
The strongest person I know. And when he went through these multiple life-saving surgeries, the surgeon had told my husband and I after the fact that they had used a gauze that was infused with silver, and a gauze like to pack like where they had done the surgical operation. And it kind of always stuck with me. I'm like, why is it silver infused dressings and gauze? Like what is that?
Yeah.
And I had started doing research and trying to understand what that meant. And silver on the surgical side and like the medicinal side is used as an antimicrobial. So if it touches your tissue or, you know, anything like that with surgery, it stops, I guess, bacteria and infection. So it was more like a healing kind of method. And actually, I learned silver is found in a lot of sportswear. So like
really,
Lululemon has some infused. So I guess if you're sweating, it helps with that. That always kind of stuck. And fast forward now, Cole is thriving and he's well and he's super active. He plays a high level hockey and he's busy and
that's awesome.
Back to normal life.
Yeah.
And we've put that scary chapter behind us. I am in a lot of sports arenas and rinks and facilities. And let me tell you, it does not smell very good.
It's gotta be like the worst stench.
It is awful.
And it is like across the board. Every hockey player smells the same. The equipment smells like the same.
The wet leather mixed with sweat.
Yes.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
And everybody knows that smell. Like if you're hearing this and you've been in a rink or you know that smell. So I'm like, oh my God, like we need to do something here. Like, you know, and
you can't just cover it up with like Axe. Like,
no,
that's
and like Axe
that
is
makes
worse.
it smells worse. Yeah,
and a lot
exactly.
of times it's banned.
Exactly.
Like you're not allowed to like,
thank goodness.
use something that potent.
Because it just then smells like smelly and like this like really incredibly strong, you know,
It's
cover
like,
up.
Yeah, it's bad. So I was like, you know what? This silver thing was sticking in my mind. I'm like, you know, there's an opportunity for, you know, some kind of odor masking deodorant, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I started doing research and I found that there was an ingredient called zinc requinolate. So zinc requinolate it's almost like an odor trapping molecule that when it's used, it takes out the odor. So like a silver because you can't use silver topically through Health Canada. So I needed to find an ingredient that was like
Same
something
sort of
similar that did something the same, but would be safe for even kids' skin to use. And so the zinc requinolate was like the answer. So I'm like, you know what? I think there's something here because there's no brand out there that is really safe for kids' skin.
Yeah.
But that's cool enough for them to use because stigma of using deodorant maybe for the first time can be overwhelming for a lot of kids.
For sure.
Right?
And it's even like, I feel like as a parent, I can't even imagine. It's like, how do you say this delicately or like introduce it to your child nicely without making them feel insecure and self-conscious and
exactly. Yeah. So Happy Squad was born out of the need to really make teens, kids, me, and like anyone out there feel confident using a deodorant that had clean, safe ingredients, but that looked cool, that you could throw into your bag, that is gender neutral and smells good. So really that's where Happy Squad was born. The number one deodorant I'll show you here is the black one, and it's called the Silver Lining. So
I love
that. The silver lining of the story. It has no fragrance. So that is kind of a unique element for a deodorant. Usually deodorants all have some kind of like scent to it.
Yeah.
Where this doesn't. So if someone is using it for the first time or is, you know, sensitive to fragrance, nothing in there. It's unscented.
Which is a great option.
And it has the zinc requinolate. So you're going to have no smell whatsoever. You're not going to smell,
there you go.
You know, anything, no odor whatsoever.
Yeah. And like you nailed it on the head. Like the colors are really cute. The product design is like very thoughtful and cool.
Thank you.
It's compact. You know, what was a part of like thinking through all these things, again, based on all the things that you've seen and been a part of growing as well, did you apply to your brand?
Yeah, I sat down with a lot of colleagues. Obviously, you get very much in your head when you're creating something of your own.
For sure.
There was a lot of doubt, like, is this going to work? You know, is it going to resonate with someone looking at it to be like, oh, I want to try that, you know? And I tried to make really conscious decisions. Like every ingredient is, you know, sourced from Canada. The components are from Canada. It's manufactured here. So all of those things played a part in the development. But it had to be also, I had to really step back and take some advice. Like, this is going to work. This is not going to work. This does not look good. You know, this does look good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to...
when you're so close to something,
right?
That's hard. And it's hard to be like, okay, fine, I'm going to listen to you, even though I don't like that or whatever. It wasn't like your first, say, vision for what it was.
Yeah, or pull the trigger on something. It's like, okay, you know, you hold your breath. And it's like, we're going to make this a thing and we're going to give it like a true try. So it was born with these 3 deodorants. And the second one is called For the Win. It's a white grapefruit and lemon scent. So it's that citrusy. And then the third one smells like team spirit. And that's hinoki and bergamot. So they're all designed to be, for everyone out there. And like you said, you use it, but also someone who's maybe 16 could use it. It really doesn't matter.
It's fresh and it's safe. And I think those are a lot of the things that people look for when they're, like we mentioned earlier on in this conversation, when they're looking into products. And I think, as you said, like consumers are more educated on what's good for you and what isn't good for you. And that's been a huge shift with deodorant, especially antiperspirant, even just like safe scents and things like that, because we know what it does to us now. And yes, there's an element of, I don't care, whatever at this point. Like, but there's, I think, a bigger concern, like say, even if it's not for yourself, it's for your kids. Like you want something like that to make sure that they're getting like the safe and best product.
Exactly. Yeah. It has to be okay on their skin. The other thing I forgot to mention is that the give back portion was so important to me. So the silver lining of the story and everything, we give proceeds back to SickKids Hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because they're the root of, I feel like why this brand was developed and created in the first place.
That's so cool. What was their response when you said that you wanted to do that? I imagine that was like a sit down conversation. And
yeah, it's not easy to actually partner, with an organization of that size.
Yeah.
So they were so gracious and so wonderful, and their partnership means the world to me. And, giving back is just, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. Is give
I think,
back
but that's
and pay
also
forward.
like a huge testament to the quality of the product, because SickKids is like a leading hospital across the world. Globally, people come to this hospital that we have in Toronto. And so for them to, again, stand behind this and say, hey, thank you so much, like we support this, like means a lot too.
Yeah, it definitely does. And we have with the link on our, obviously our website and our Instagram page, which is Happy Squad Body, and you can go on and donate direct. You don't need to just purchase if that's, obviously you can
something you want to
do that directly. But the proceeds piece is just our way of saying thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. How did you come up with the name, Lyndsay? Happy Squad.
Well, my son and I came up with it together, actually.
Really?
Because it's like being a part of the Happy Squad is inclusive. So it's for everybody, and everybody should feel like it's okay on their personal wellness journey.
Totally. I love how you refer to it, because it's like the most politically correct, like kind way to say your personal wellness journey. That's what I need to start saying.
Right? So it's like you're being a part of something that is okay, and it's normal and it's natural.
Yeah.
And being a part of, like, we always talk like, what does being a part of the squad mean? It's like, it means something different, I feel like, to everybody.
Yeah.
But it's feeling safe and confident. So you don't have any body odor.
100%. Do you remember like yourself as a kid when you first used deodorant?
You know what? I don't really. Like, I remember just having, I guess, products there, deodorants there. But I know for a fact, having talked to so many different parents, like it can be like a really awkward conversation.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. I like think about things like that. My parents were totally off the hook because I feel like in gym class, it was a conversation that the teacher had brought up. And then I grew up dancing. So being around older girls as well, that was like always like, I was exposed to things before it was actually time for me to use something. So I would like go out of my way to ask, because I knew that that's what they used, or that's what like I should be using as well at that age or whatever. But for
that's
people,
so funny you say that. One of my friends owns a dance studio.
Okay.
And she said that it's always her fear, because she has, kids who dance.
Yeah.
Is that
and you sweat
they're
like
gonna
a lot.
And you're so close to people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter dances, but if I guess you have like a male or a female, they're so close to
For
dancing
sure.
together. She's like, I never want, that to be a thing where they're like, oh my,
Yeah.
like
It's
too close for comfort sort of thing, right?
For sure. I had a Russian teacher, so he had no problem saying like, make sure you smell good, take care of yourselves, go shower, put some deodorant on.
Oh my God, I would
It
die.
was like the ruthless approach, which worked fine. But that was like a huge thing. Same thing. Like I had a dance partner, and I was like always like super self-conscious of that, because that's like, and I still to this day, I literally said this other day, I'm like, one of my worst fears is smelling and like not realizing that I smell.
Yeah, and apparently that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like
because sometimes you don't realize that you
don't,
smell.
you can't smell yourself.
Right. It's unless you're doing, you know, one of these and lifting your arm up and getting a whiff of it, you're not really noticing.
And it's a lot of materials too. So like dry fits and like, you know, some polyesters, it can bring out some pretty interesting smells.
So what was what was Cole's response then when he like, again, got to see everything and try it too? Was that his introduction to do it?
Yeah, basically.
This is the reason why you created it. Historical.
No, he would kill me. No, like we did so many focus groups with all different ages in terms of the scent too. The texture, the circular shape of it, because it is a cylinder. It's not your traditional.
Oh, it smells so good.
You know, roll like stick.
Yeah.
So it fits perfectly in your armpit. And I think that was part of it too. It has to be really easy to apply and use. Yeah. It can't feel like it's pulling or tugging. And yeah, the ingredients have to feel really nice going onto your skin.
100%. Mm-hmm. That's like a reason why so many people would use something, right?
Exactly.
What's your favorite?
I kind of mix the two. Like I do like a bit of a scent.
I like a scent too. I was saying that. I'm a scent whore. I know that people say like my sister, this is so good. This is one that I use. Bergamot. And I don't know why I said earlier I was saying like it reminds me of like floral, like kind of smelling, but it's really like soft.
Yeah, it's bergamot and enoki. It has a little bit of a floral, but it's woodsy as well.
I love it. That's my favorite mixture.
For that one, I love that one too, because I love when you get like a little whiff of scent.
I know. I'm not
it's
like
not too overpowering where it's like taking over if you're actually wearing a fragrance,
right?
But that's the beauty if you try the black one, is that if it is unscented and you really like to wear, you know, a perfume, or
it also doesn't take away or compete,
exactly,
from what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
What has the response been like, Lyndsay?
It's been. I feel like I've used the word overwhelming so much talking to you, but it really has been. We have such a great and supportive network of friends and family. I feel like just starting off with their support first, and everyone who's rallied behind us when, you know, my son was ill. I feel like they're our champions through this whole brand.
Yeah.
And I owe a lot to, you know, that support system. But even just, I feel like I have people coming up like, oh, thanks for creating something so cool that I feel like is different. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing like it out there. Mm-hmm. So that to me is like, okay, you know, I've nailed it.
Yeah.
And we have a line extension coming out of new scents.
Yay.
And we're going to continue because we've like had such reaction already to, oh, like, have you thought of doing this, like, or adding this, you know, scent to it? So stay tuned.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part in working on on the development of this?
It's very hard. It is I
think people just think you kind of show up, you sit with chemists, that's just saying, you say, this is what I want, and then it just happens. Like, that process, I don't think many people quite understand, including myself. I really don't. What is like a part of how many versions and things that you have to try and sample to actually come up with something?
That's a really good question. And one that I truly was, and I do this for brands, but I don't ever do it. I work with the brands when they're retail ready.
Right.
And they're already at this stage.
Right.
And then I take them and, you know, grow them. But for this, it was a massive eye-opener in terms of, you know, time, cost, all of the above. I did not plan appropriately for, just being that there's so many variations and iterations that you have to go through, and it takes so long. So when I sat down with the chemist, one of the chemists is a doctor, and it was just important that like the formula was right. Obviously, that was like very gentle. The first formulation I got back, I was like, what the hell is this?
And
like,
see, but that could be really discouraging. Like,
I'm like,
when you're like,
I thought it like I gave all the information. I thought I was going to get it back and we were going to get rolling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you think, okay, I know exactly what I wanted, and you get it, and you're like,
and they're either like, this is what you told us, and I'm like, they're right, but I'm like, okay, like we're totally on two different pages.
Yeah.
So I think we like, oh my gosh, back and forth, like probably over 20 different variations. And then once you add in the fragrance side of things, once it starts formulating, it smells different than what you
initially
had originally sampled, like in its pure form. So I mean it. And then Health Canada and, you know, the regulation side of things, you have to ensure that you're using ingredients that are approved here.
Does that process take a long time too? Yeah, I imagine so.
Yes. And then buying ingredients in bulk, that is a whole other process that you have to wait for because, you know, a manufacturer doesn't store big vats of, you know, set ingredients. So it just is a whole time piece that I wasn't, you know, prepared for, I think, in the beginning. That was a huge eye opener. And then the component side of things, you have to purchase those in very mass, you know, large quantities. So it's like you have to be really sure and confident in yourself and your brand that it's
going to be something.
Right?
Like, it's an investment for sure.
So that whole piece, I think, just took, you know, and we took the time to do it.
I was going to ask, okay, so how long did it take you from like beginning of eureka, I want to do this, to it sitting in your, or, you know, being packaged in your hand?
It was like almost over 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good amount of time for sure.
When you think, I'm like, no, this is the idea. We're going to go.
Yeah.
And no.
Takes time.
Yeah, you get halted in your tracks pretty quick.
But I feel like the blessing of that is like your heart is in it even more so because you've seen it change and develop into like exactly what it's become. Do you know what I mean? Like you really have been a part of like the entire process, which is again new for you at this.
Yeah, when you get the final good and you like put it out there into the world, it's like you're holding your breath, right? It's like, is anyone going to like this? You know, after all of this, you know, work that you've done. I mean,
after you tested it, obviously you were probably the first one.
Yes.
Who did you give it to next?
All of our family have it.
Yeah.
You know, they were guinea pigs through the whole experience. And then all of our, you know, family and friends who supported us. And I say like our network, I keep referring to that because they're the ones who really rallied behind us when, you know, nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
But the health and well-being of our family. And actually a fun fact is a lot of the early marketing and social media images that you see are all of the local friends and family that were part of, you know, our journey through.
You got a good looking network.
Yeah, right? So it's like the kids who supported Cole and all of that.
That's so sweet.
A lot of them are amplified in the marketing materials.
That's really, really sweet that it really is like, again, like just such a genuine product and something that I think a lot of kids and families and people will really benefit from and use. What was Cole's response when you gave it to him? It was like, hey, you know, what does he think about all of this?
I think he's proud.
Yeah.
You know, he's proud of it. And he, you know, goes into the hockey locker room proud, you know, showing his happy squad. And I think a lot of kids are like, hey man, like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, and are curious. And I think it's opening conversations that it's normal and it's okay to have, you know, deodorant in your hockey bag.
Yeah.
You know, or wherever you have it.
Yeah. In fact, it's encouraged to have it in your hockey
in
bag.
fact, everybody should have it.
Everybody should have it for sure. Lyndsay, where can people get it and support you and follow you and all the things?
So the website is happysquad.ca, and Instagram is happysquadbody.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on and chatting about all this
has been
too.
so wonderful. Yeah, you're so gracious, and I appreciate you having me to chat about it.
Okay, one last question,
Yes.
Lyndsay. Summer beauty.
Summer beauty.
What is like the latest trend, craze, one that you love and one that you hate
Oh my gosh.
as we close this out?
Okay, one that I love. So I'm very much into like just wearing like a sheer SPF. So tinted SPF, definitely have it on, wear it every day. I encourage everybody else to keep that. One that I don't love for summer is like the really dewy, like milky, I guess, skin.
Yeah.
Just because if you're hot, you're sweaty, it just becomes not the look, right? It just like goes too far. So I feel like that's my no for summer.
Yeah. Okay.
Skip that for fall.
Skip that. Okay. I love that. That's very helpful. I agree. I'm like, there's a line of dewiness. I always laugh. When dewy even became like a word with skincare, I remember a cameraman kind of pulling me aside. I was directing something like a skincare, how to. And he goes, she looks a little shiny on her cheeks. Like, should we put powder on that? Because that was always the vision. It's like, you want to be more matte looking, that was the look. And I was like, no, I'm outing him. Dave. I was like, no, Dave, it's meant to be dewy. He goes, okay, noted. I'm learning dewy.
I know. It's like you can't win, right?
And now there's like glossy. It's like another level of dewy for sure. But that's very helpful. Thank you so much, Lyndsay.
Thank you.
And I'll see you soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Best of luck.
Thank you.